What's going on, y'all? It's Crew, aka A Rainy Storm, checking in for the Venus sign series. Venus in the second house, to be exact. I hope everybody's doing good, feeling great, feeling lovely, all those good things, okay? I am your cosmic root work astrologer specializing in evolutionary astrology. So if you're interested in learning about your past lives, if you're interested in learning about your current destiny and mission in this lifetime, definitely hit me up for a reading. All my information is below. I also have courses available. I have memberships available, all that good stuff as well. Also, okay, I am currently doing donation tip-based readings. I will also be doing barter and trade, tip-based, donation-based readings. So if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, definitely, like I said, check that link down below. Also, make sure you like, share, subscribe in this video. Leave a comment down below and hit that notification bell, okay? Alrighty then, let's get into it. Venus in the second house. So Venus, all off top, let's talk about the planet Venus, okay? This is where we talk about luxury, beauty. This is where we talk about like our intimate relationships, connections that we have, specifically with women or the divine feminine energy. This is where we see our, I would say, receptivity, how we receive things, how we take in things, how we are in, not only how we are in relationships, but actually the relationship that is actually being mirrored back to us is also where we can see Venus as well. Very magnetic. Aesthetics, finances are also seen here too. You can also see the way you dress, the way you decorate the home. I also would pair Mercury with that too, and also your moon with the ways that you style and dress as well, because it can give a little ode to how that comes down in as well too. And just physical attraction, physically aesthetic, it's ruled over, our rules over Venus is Taurus and Libra. And so you could kind of see that energy played out here with Venus in the second house. Hold on one second. Oh, that's just the thing. Okay. Well, okay, let's move on. So we have Venus in the second house. We talk about the material gains. It's second house ruling over Taurus and Venusian energy. Taurus rules the second house. This is usually where you see somebody's communication style as well, because even though it's not Gemini, it rules the throats. Taurus rules this area right here, all on the esophagus. So usually when you have somebody with Venus in the second house, usually you can see somebody who has either a beautiful singing voice, beautiful speaking voice. It's very sensual in the ways in which they think, the way in which they communicate, the way in which they sound. You can also see somebody who spends a lot of time communicating. And they have a way with words, I'll say. You know what I mean? Like the words and the ways that they speak are very poetic. They're very sound. They have a lot of not necessarily to it, but it really pulls you in the way that they talk and communicate. You feel me? Really most sort of focus, especially Venus here, on like material gains or having like financial or just a solidified foundation of security. They're very much so into what is going to make me feel secure, what's going to, like, what do I need to have a solidified home, solidified foundation around the home, you know what I'm saying? Like they're constantly looking, or I would say attracting, because Venus is the natural attractor, this energy in. Usually where you could see somebody who amasses wealth as well. This could be wealth at a young age or wealth in time. Granted, this is not necessarily Saturn, but usually somebody who accumulates, depending on like aspects, also wanting to look at that, and also the sign that's also placed in the second house as well. This is where you can see somebody who makes a great creative artist, who's usually, like I said, not only has a way with words, but this is where you can see like artisans, painters, people who collect like antiques and sell antiques, for example, or somebody who paints beautiful murals and paintings and things like that, and that's like their way of making money or something like that. Just for example of like how in which this energy could definitely play out. Or like I said, they're music producing, singing, rapping, styling, I don't know, dancing, things like that. Specifically, it has to do with the voice or a public speaker or something like that. You could definitely see Venus with the second house. Also too, usually abundant, like I would say more so abundant just in general. Also too, like your values. You have a very high value. Some people might even call you bougie a little bit because you have like just this, your taste, right? And I'm not just talking about the foods that you taste, which could definitely have to do with foods because it is in the second house and it is the things that you actually ingest with the second house here. But you could just see somebody who has a very specific taste in the way in which maybe they decorate their home, or where maybe they have like their wine palette is where you can see the sommeliers. Okay, they have like a, for example, like a wine palette or something like that, or even a food palette that they're like, you know, you can pair this with this and you can pair that with that. It just, the senses are very heightened with Venus in the second house here. You can also see somebody who grows up in a beautiful neighborhood with Venus in the second house. You can also do this with Venus in the third house, but usually, like I said, very wealthy, or wealth is inherited in the family because it is across from the 8th house. So you could definitely see kind of like, you know, or a family who didn't, like I said, grew up with much, but then you end up, you know, changing the, you know, stature of your family ancestral patterns, and then you end up being the one that's like making the bread, having the solidified, you know, financial situation, and also even, you know, solidified in your values and things like that as well. Also too, you could also see somebody who is very close with like cousins, uncles, brothers, sisters, family members and things like that. Like usually you could see somebody who I'm sorry, I'm Venus in the third house. I am skipping house. So sorry. Yeah, in communication with family members and things like that definitely can be a go, but I just literally skipped over to Venus in the third house. So back up, healthy sense of self, because second house, because it is your value of self, it can definitely have to do with the self in general, just you, how you look and value yourself. But you can definitely have an indulgence in either, you can acquire a lot of wealth, but you can also spend a lot as well with Venus in the second house. Venus can go like two ways. It's either like a hoarder with their money and don't really want to give too much, especially like I said, aspecting and seeing what exactly it is here, especially like, for example, Venus in Capricorn. Yeah, they're budgeting the money, right? They're like, how can I grow the money? How can I invest the money? You know what I'm saying? Whereas Venus in Sagittarius might be a little bit more indulgent with their money because it's Jupiter now. Like, they're like, you know, giving out their money. They're spending their money on traveling all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So depending on where, you know, what the conversation is talking about, you could definitely see that here. Like I said, usually supportive, you know, because second house can definitely rule friends and things like that that you have, the relationships that you have with those people. And I just think that you can definitely see like a joyful experience with friends and family members here, just in with the people that you communicate with. There could just be a lot of joy in the ways in which you are talking to people, communicating with people, having these semi relationships, and, you know, connecting to others and things like that. So that's what I have for Venus in the second house. We're going to go ahead and move on to Venus in the third house, and then we're going to finish up this week. I know I am a little late with the video posting, but I am getting through the whole month, so y'all can have a whole month's worth of videos, okay? And so you already know what it is. It's a rainy storm, checking in, checking out. Without a doubt, like I said, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, hit me up for personal readings. That link is down below. Y'all already know. Venus in the third. See y'all on the next one. Deuces. Oh, wait, maybe? Yeah, okay.